Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday number 66. Today's topic is COVID-19 is here to inspire your personal practice. Question. This COVID-19 is bringing up a lot of stuff for me. It seems everyone is affected in some way or another. The 6-foot distance is bringing up a lot of emotions. I am angry at people who come too close to me, but I'm also feeling that others are treating me like a germ bag and when they step away from me. I fear this is going to be a long haul this year. What do you suggest? Yes, I think everybody's experiencing a lot of changes and it's a powerful time. So my question to you is, do you have a spiritual practice? And do you know what that spiritual practice should look like for you at this time, in this time of change and transformation? What should that look like? So a personal practice is something that you do that connects you to the divine and makes you remember who's running the show, who's at the back of everything. So it's a practice that awakens you, energizes you, makes you more conscious, and it's making you connect to that part of yourself which is unchanging, unaffected, free, forever, always present. That part of you that is the watcher, the one that sits in the background in stillness. When you do a personal practice, you get connected to that. Then you take your body out into the world, maintaining that connection. Your body is still doing whatever it needs to do in its duties and roles and responsibilities, but you're staying connected. That's what a personal practice is. And in that, you will feel fulfilled, you'll feel full of love, you'll have clarity of mind, and you'll feel quite independent. In my perspective, this COVID-19 is actually the divine's intervention. We've been calling out to the divine, calling out to each other, saying, hey, let's do something about the chaos in this world. And we're calling and calling. And I feel that the divine has given us something that is waking us up. It's the perfect, I call this the friendly virus. This is the divine intervening with where we could be going downhill now. And some of us may be looking at it like that we're just, this is the end. But in actual fact, look at the scenario. This is creating this time now with all the injunctions and the rules and the government doing this and that. It's creating a situation where we have to be at home. And home is safe. It's safe enough. But what's interesting is it's not quite safe enough. Like if it was too safe, we would be just continuing the way we've been continuing, unconscious, like just bulldozing through our life, like unconscious puppets doing our thing. We're not waking up. But in this scenario here, every single person is affected by this scene. And it's just enough uncomfortableness, enough fire underneath us to be able to wake up and to become conscious and to appreciate that this is a time to change everything in our life, the way we relate to the world, the way we relate to ourselves, the way we relate to our family and our friends. We can start to drop some bad habits, and we can start to open up our heart and start to connect. So in my perspective, this is a divine intervention in the form of a virus. It's the same thing as, you know the story. There's a drowning man and the water is coming and the drowning man is calling out to God, help me, help me, help me. God comes along and brings a boat and says, here, jump in. But the guy thinks that the God is something else other than the boat. So he refuses the boat. And then he calls out to God. God brings him a helicopter, and the water is still coming. He's running up a hill, and the helicopter is coming down, bringing a little ladder, and says, come on up. And he refuses the helicopter. Why? Because he doesn't recognize the divine. It's divine has many, many forms. And this is the divine intervening. And your practice is exactly that. Recognizing the divine in everything you do. So what would a personal spiritual practice look like? It would be simple. You wake up in the morning and you do something that reminds you of the divine. Like meditation. You wake up and you sit there, you listen to your breath, you observe your thoughts, and then you ask the question, who's giving me the power to breathe? Who's giving me the power to think? Who's giving the power to make this world out here something that I'm interacting with for my own evolution? Who's creating the big movie on the screen here? And then after you wake up and you do your meditation and you ask those very pertinent questions, you take that with you into the next thing you do, which is also something that will connect you to the divine. Maybe you'll do some yoga exercise, qigong, some kind of running or exercise of some sort. But don't do the exercise where you're being cut off from the divine. You do it with the sense of remembering who's giving the power for you to move your limbs. And then you'll have food. When you eat food, you remember who gave energy to the earth, to the seeds, to create food that you can take and digest it and create life inside your body. Who's the life behind the food that you eat? And then when you go to work, then you put your attention on something that's going on in the work that reminds you of the guy, the being, the power, the force, the energy that's behind the power of work. So when you work with a sense of being fulfilled, that you already are complete and whole, so that you're not doing the work in a compromised situation where you're expecting to have a result afterwards, where you're suffering now and then, oh, I'll get paid at the end and then that will be my reward. That's not how you work. You work with a sense of being fully engaged and feeling the rewards as you offer yourself up to the service that you're doing. That's a full engagement of personal practice. And then what do? You have some more food. And after it's some more food and you understand where that food is coming from, you connect with that higher being, then you go for a walk and you go out into nature and you connect with the life around you. And you remember that, hey, all of this is the divine show. Everything is. Every grass is breathing, you're breathing. Everything that you see with your eyes, where does that power come from to be able to see anything? That's the divine. So this is our personal practice, is to remember, what is all of this coming from? It's coming from your own higher being. And then in the evenings, after you have another meal, spend your evenings listening to words of wisdom. Because what you listen to should connect you. You want to change your thinking. You want your thinking to move from dualistic thinking, duality, into the oneness thinking. So that you start to see from your mind, you're cleaning out your mind so that you can see that everything is interconnected, that everything is run by that one powerful force. So you're going to experience a lot of changes and transformations this year. And this is an opportunity to really plug in to yourself, your personal practice, your own spiritual personal practice. If there's no other time in your lifetime, it's now, because there's a big change. It's affecting everybody on this earth, and that is powerful. So I hope you get it now, that this is the divine, the friendly virus is the divine intervention for the major transformation that we've all been wanting and desiring for this earth. So I hope you can do your personal practice. And if you have any needs or desires or want to understand personal practice, feel free, call me anytime, email me. I'll be happy to help you in your own personal practice. Bye for this Wisdom Wednesday. See you next time.